What would you like your legacy to be, and what do you think it will be?
So this is after the reaction.
So, right loves it, right? I'm waiting for the left fallout.
A couple days later.
Right? I'm like, okay, a day goes by, not really that bad. Second day goes by, I see a headline. Podcaster laughs in president's face. And I'm like, that's kind of interesting. Because I thought they were going to be like, bros, just suck Trump's dick for an hour and a half, whatever. Then every headline is, the podcast that laughs in the president, the podcast trolls the president. And I'm looking at the internet, and it's like, the right loves it, and the left loves it.
Yeah. Choose your own reality.
I'm like, what bizarre world do we fucking live in? You go
Pretty
in,
insightful sometimes.
you have the glasses on.
Yeah.
And your glasses are whatever your political beliefs are, your religious beliefs, whatever they are. And you view that same content through those lenses, and that's what you see.
Yeah.
I'm going to make this country great again. It's not a great country right now.
It's always a great country.
It's a great country.
See, that's
It's
why I
always a
disagree.
great country.
Okay, but I say it has the potential, and it was a great country.
He's committed. It's not a great country.
I think now there's so much hatred and there's so much dissension. When you have people that can't walk down a street, it ceases to be.
And I'm philosophically a
It can
conservative.
always be better.
Yeah, but you can't blindfold yourself.
Compassionate.
To say,
Conservative.
I'm honest
You know.
about it, but to me, I'm really proud of America because I think that
Good job, Schulz.
I think I can be the best version of myself here. I think that Donald Trump can only happen in America.
Most countries get their chief executive from the property-owning rich class Trump was born into.
The freer they are, the less true that is.
Your life, what has happened to you, this is an American story.
I took over a country that was very troubled. This country was broken up and tremendous dissension.
This,
And Barack Obama started it.
that's craziness. It's not even close to true.
What I would like my legacy to be is the same as the term MAGA, Make America Great Again.
It started with the culture wars in the 90s. Rush Limbaugh on talk radio, then Ken Starr and Bill Clinton, unable to keep it in his pants. Then by the time Bush II and neocons were cooking up the Iraq invasion, Karl Rove had cemented the current division with intentional divisive strategies in 2000 and 2004. And I'm a conservative. So no matter how you look at it, it was definitely not Obama that started it.
But with Biden, there's tremendous dissension. The country is a broken up mess. And it's broken in a lot of ways. But what
My
I would
mom's life is an American story. Like, my mom's from Scotland. She comes here and has all the success. And she's so grateful of what America is. That doesn't mean that we can't make it better. I like the idea of making it better every single time, fixing these things when there's leaks in the ship. But the idea of America and becoming the greatest version of yourself is something I'll always be proud of.
So I understand what you're saying. When I was president, we had no wars in the whole world because of me. I stopped a lot of wars from
That
happening.
makes me proud.
Right, but it's just not happening now. Right now, people are dying in Ukraine because we had an incompetent president. If we had a president that knew what the hell he was doing, Ukraine would have never happened. Israel would have never happened.
Yeah.
All those people that are dying on both sides, that would have never happened. Afghanistan, people falling off airplanes from think of that, from 3,500 feet
And
above
I'm not
the ground,
sure
3 times the height
why
of the
this
Empire
is.
State Building, off the side of the airplane.
Got something to do with
All of this horrible stuff would have never happened. Inflation would have never happened because that was caused by energy and the stupid
all
energy.
these things prevented
So,
if he'd have been
look,
president.
we love our country.
Decline.
It's a declining. It's so sad what's happened.
That
We're
is
a
true.
nation in decline.
Everything's in
can't let
decline no
it
matter
decline.
what,
I'll give you an
technically.
example. We're going to lose our monetary base very soon because, countries are going off the dollar. I'm going to get them back on the dollar. I'm going to say, you got to go back on you're not going to do any business with, you got to do it.
As
But I
you
do
got to
think
do it.
this,
I mean, only if you
really,
look at it
really
from the point of view that we are the number one superpower and
I
have the
say
ultimate
it,
right to do
make
whatever the fuck we
America
want.
Great again.
If you look at it
And
that
I
way,
just
then
want-
yeah.
I would like to have it. I used to have
A lot of
something,
people
I was
don't look
gonna
at it
use
that way.
and I didn't use it because the country started to do badly. CAG, not MAGA, CAG. I never liked the word CAG,
Because it's not a word.
but it was Keep America Great. You like
That's
that?
probably
I like
when he
this.
came up with
But
it.
see, I couldn't use it because we had so many problems. So I want to
It
say,
also
Mickey,
sounds like that other word.
What word is that?
it doesn't work as well. Look, there's never going to be another MAGA. I don't know. I came up with a phrase
Something tells me it was somebody else.
that just turned out to be MAGA.
Yeah.
No, it's the greatest movement, political movement in the history of our country.
Yeah.
That's a pretty bold claim.
It is a very
And
bold
these
claim.
are people that really love our country and they want it to be great. And we're going to make it great again.
There are a lot of people that say, great for who?
That was what I would like to do, is make this country so great, better than what you're even thinking. And you are. I mean, I love your attitude because I think that's the way you should be.
Okay, selfishly. Sorry. Rumor, the far left, I think, says this thing that, oh, if Donald Trump wins, he's never going to cede power. Then they have some clip of you saying, just vote for me one time, you won't have to vote again. I don't believe this is true. I want to give you a chance to publicly say
I thought
this
everybody
nonsense.
took this
Just
the
so you
wrong
publicly
way
speak your
when
mind.
it first
If you
happened.
don't want to vote, we're going to have elections, but you don't have to vote because it's going to go along swimmingly. Because you know what?
So he's like, yeah, you don't have to worry about it again, just this one time.
That's a president that's just a clown, a foolish man. Don't
I'm
forget,
not a giant
he was a
Biden
stupid
fan.
man 25 years ago. He was never a smart man. He's run
Anybody
many
that's
times.
in either party,
Isn't it
I'm
amazing?
not a fan
He's
of.
run many times,
'Cause
and he gets it when he's in serious
by definition,
trouble.
parties are corrupt.
I stopped wars that nobody will ever know about.
here's
They won't
this
write about,
story.
But countries that were fighting each other and didn't affect us much, but they did business with us. I called up 2 countries that have fought for thousands of years, killing each other for years. And I said, you guys are at it again. I heard it was going to start up. I stopped it when I first came in. And I said, listen, here's the story. If you go to war with each other, I could give you the details, but I don't even want to bother because it's nice now. I said, you're not going to do any more business with the United States. I'm going to cut you off 100%. And if you do get through, I'm going to charge you 200% tariffs. You won't be able to survive. So work it out. Work it out. You know, it was a country that split, and they've been fighting for years, the two halves. So that was, I think, like thousands. I get a call, and I forget about it, but I had a rough call with them. And I said, I'm going to charge you tariffs, and you're not going to you're going to be cut off. No more business, and if they don't have the United States, it's a problem.
Yeah.
And we have to keep it that way. We have to keep our country strong so we can do this. I mean, if our
that's
country
leverage,
is weak,
right?
we don't have that. You know, if we keep getting weaker and weaker, which is happening, we're not going to let that happen. So I get a call 2 weeks later, 2 days later.
I'm joking.
We've worked it all out. Thank you very much. And I go about my business.
So they called
Saved
and they said,
thousands, hundreds
we
of
worked it out.
thousands of lives. They've been killing each
We
other
worked it
for
out.
years, for centuries.
They said, we
And
worked it out.
I saved
He saved thousands of lives by bullying
And
those
nobody writes
two
about it. Many
countries,
people
whatever,
don't even know that's the reason, you know, things are
into
good.
not going to
And I
war.
had it
And I
out
mean,
with them. I said, you guys are crazy.
that's probably a
You
noble
do
thing.
that. No
No
more
war.
doing
That's
business
probably
with the
good.
United States. You're cut off.
But it's not our
100%. You're dead. You're not going to do 10 cents
Threaten.
worth of business. And I even said the tariff thing. But
Threaten
the
their
first one
livelihood.
was actually even
That's
more
what he's
powerful.
saying.
And that's it. I forget about
That's
it.
why it worked.
I go about doing my business. 2 days later, I said, congratulations. So what? On what? So and so and so and so.
So this
We're not
time,
gonna have a word
his
in
advisor
this.
called.
So did they call and say they made peace, or did somebody tell him they made peace?
I've done so many things like that, and none of them.
Hit the news
Most
cycle.
of them aren't.
None of them are noticed.
No, most
yeah.
of them aren't really known. You know, I've made countries do things for us because they were treating us unfairly, and I've gotten things for our country that nobody else. I really think nobody else could have done, but.
Depending on how you
enjoy
look at
doing it
things.
for our country, and you know,
Like, I
just
think
to get back
some
to
of that
where you
has to be
originally
done,
started,
and
I
it's
wanna make
probably
America
good.
great again. I want to make it so great. It's great. I don't want to have a question. Why should I or anybody else say no? It's not great anymore.
Yeah.
You've heard that expression.
Or me or anybody else
said the
would
world
say it's
will
not
end
great anymore.
Someday in the Middle East, we're not going to let that happen.
Al's converted to MAGA. Look at the pants.
This is after the interview.
I said the podcast episode is live.
You posted a selfie with him.
You're
Like, this is
surprised that there was
after
a
the
negative
reaction.
to you posting a picture with the most divisive human being on the planet. Because you guys have had a
I
different
lost
reaction.
10,000 followers on Instagram. Anybody?
Okay, obviously we got to react to the Trump interview. My reaction is Trump is winning by a landslide. Is that the energy y'all felt?
You're a prisoner of the moment.
Yeah, you really are. We know that about me.
Right.
We know that about me.
I got one.
Yo, did you guys
If
have
you
any
watch
questions you wanna
Flagrant.
ask him now? We'll talk. The election is how many days away? 3 weeks or something like that.
Yeah.
Okay. We gotta have we gotta be a serious podcast for the next 3 weeks.
So yeah, so it was an awesome interview and everybody loved it. And then a day later, Dove was like, "Oh, by the way, the venue you're going to shoot your special in canceled your shows."
No, damn it. That was one of the talking points, that he's like shitting himself. He doesn't smell bad at all. Also,
He's not 6'3".
So definitely not 6'3".
Okay.
Yeah.
100%. What I will say,
I saw you in a Kamala ad 2 days ago.
how
Yeah.
did she use me in an ad?
I know, that's crazy.
You're shilling for the fucking liberals.
You know they paid me $50
What are you gonna do with
I'm
that?
going to donate to Donald J. Trump. Reaction starts with the right. The right fucking loves it. They're like, finally, this is Donald Trump. This is the personality. This is someone who's got charisma. He's making
Donating it to
comedians
Donald
laugh.
J.
He's just
Trump.
hanging out talking. And
Donating it to Don-
they're like, this is the best
Donate
interview
to
Trump has
Don-
ever. Every headline is the best interview Trump has ever done. Whatever. I expected that after it because I think we like kind of showed him as a man, right? It wasn't like a gotcha type of interview, which is not really our style. I'll also say that he does not have dementia or whatever the fuck they're saying.
He's sharp,
yeah,
dog.
He's
He's
sharp.
sharp.
He's sharp. He's sharp.
And I have a father with dementia.
it's
Like,
like
I am acutely aware of how they are, and zero sign of that.
That is a thing that I noticed that like pods, and we were intentional at not doing this, and there have been pods that like Call Her Daddy tried to do with Kamala, and what's it called? And I think Bussin' and the Boys did it when they had Trump on. Shout out to the Bussin' and the Boys. But essentially what you're trying to do is control the reaction.
Yeah.
So you're like almost like apologizing before you start.
Yeah.
And that was one thing that we said we're not doing on it
Yeah.
because there's nothing wrong with interviewing the Republican nominee for president who is already an ex-president.
Or posting a-
Right? Loves it, right? I'm waiting for the left fallout.
Yeah.
Right? I'm like, okay, a day goes by, not really that bad. Second day goes by, I see a headline. Podcaster laughs in president's face. And I'm like, that's kind of interesting. Because I thought they were going to be like, bros, just suck Trump's dick for an hour and a half, whatever.
Yeah.
Then every headline is the podcast that laughs in the president, the podcast trolls the president. And I'm looking at the internet and it's like the right loves it and the left loves it.
Yeah. Choose your own reality.
I'm like, what bizarre world do we fucking live in?
I think it does.
Like to that, I think what politics does is for most people, it brings out what you believe to be the best version of yourself. In other words, what is the most altruistic version of me? And I want that represented in politics. Now, some people think that that is to be staunchly Republican. Some people believe it's staunchly Democratic, right? But it's not indicative of who you know you actually are. Because you want your politician to be the best version of you. But you lose all nuance in that. And I think that's why you get a guy like Stern who's, told crazy jokes and, has had everybody on his pod and like he's got, strippers, sitting on speakers and, coming during the radio. And now he's like, I think that this guy is a piece of shit. He's a dirtbag and how could anybody support him? And it's like, okay, well, because when it comes to politics, that's not fun. The stakes are too high. So I have empathy for his position too. Yeah, like I don't write people off immediately like I did. And now that I know that it's not all how can I grift off of this moment, that people are actually impacted, especially when it comes to politics, I go, okay, maybe you're not being an asshole. This is what you think the best version of the world is, and you're going to support that.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean,